Today we're working with this this homemade tow unit. This is made by a friend of mine. He copied something else, and I got a truck that's broke down that I bought that I need to go get. There's a lot of things that work well with this. There's a lot of things that don't. He put these key slots in here for the chains so that you could pull it forward, but the problem is I started doing it and they're not stiff enough, not strong enough. It really needed to have some type of stiffener to come in this way, because it just bends. So it really needs something at the bottom to here to stop it from pulling in, because I'm pulling kind of inward on both sides. But I'm gonna try and see if I can make this thing work. This one you can see easier how it started bending. So it really needs something from the bottom going on an angle like this to stop it. And then if you do that, then it's gonna be difficult to get it latching the fifth wheel. See, I don't really care for this because, like right now, this chain is making this plate pull up. If I had it out here, it was pulling down, but I was bending that. And if they'll bend, that means going down the road, you know, it's going to bend more and more, and that binder's going to come loose. I mean, that's secondary. That's not primary. So, anyways, these are some of the things. And I got this light bar, and I've been working on it. It had regular incandescent lights in it, so I bought a couple strobe lights and put in there. And I replaced all the incandescents with LEDs now, and I was just getting my cord ready to go. And this is a cord I had from the other tow wrecker I used to have, or used to use, and this is missing. That's supposed to keep the cord from pulling out of here, so I gotta find one of those to put in there. Looks like this right here. I'm sure I got a junk cord somewhere I can take that out of. But yeah, so this goes on the back of the truck. What happens is we plug this long cord into here, into the back of the truck, and then go along the side of the truck and hang this on the back of the truck. Because when we hook this up, we're gonna hook the truck up backwards. All right, we got our corner markers. I didn't change them out. My strobes are working. They work together. They're not going zigzag or wigwag, whatever you want to call it. They just flash at the same time. And then got everything here. I was able to find an old cord. I don't know if you can see that or not, but I got a retainer in there. So we're all done with the electric part. Now, back here, I'm not real pleased with some of the stuff. Like, I want to cut this off, but here's the thing. This belongs to a friend of mine. He told me to come get it and use it, and if I like it, he'd sell it to me. Well, I don't want to go and cut on this thing, you know, when it's not mine. But I need to take this off. This bracket here, and this bracket right here, and this need to come off, because I need this up here on this flat. It should be sitting from here up. That's really where it needs to go. But I can't do it because this is hitting my taillights, and I don't want to cut my taillights off and not have any mud flaps. So I got it sitting on these big oak blocks here, which, you know, they're pretty solid, and it should be all right. But I'm gonna see how it does. If it looks like it's gonna work out, then I'm gonna go ahead and cut these and then move the truck. Like I said, I got them chained and bindered down through here underneath, and it's trapped between there's a bracket back here, and then there's a big hitch back here, so it can't move forward and back. But some other things I gotta change. I would rather have this a little bit different. I don't like this. I don't want that to get caught on stuff. I think the lifting point should have been back behind the plate. Like, I think I could run about a 5/8 plate up through here, just to stiffen this whole thing up here, and then at the very top, maybe make it the 5/8 and put a second piece on the side of it, and then pin it and put a clevis in it and run my chain from, do the same thing on both sides, and then come up this way to here and then back down, which I think is far better than what we got here. I mean, this is completely unacceptable. That's all it's holding that chain, is that bolt between it. I don't like that at all. I mean, it would have solved it just by putting, you know, the clevis on either side. You wouldn't have to do that. And it could have come up here. And this needs cut off because you're hitting right here. So this needs cut off like this, so that that chain can come down through here without hitting on this sharp edge. So I got some work to do. But anyways, I'm just about done. And the thing is, when you're using this, that bar is supposed to be straight. Now, when we hook this up, this is going to automatically want to go straight because we're going to be pulling down or pulling up, however you want to say it. When it does that, it's going to straighten that plate out. So we'll show you once we get there. But it takes a good bit of change to do what we're going to do. Alright, so here we are in the truck, headed out. We'll pick up this other truck. It's a water truck. I want to take the water tanker off and put my dump bed on. I'm only just about 15 minutes away, so we'll get out there and show you how we hook up. I know I told you I was going to show you how we hook this up, but I thought it wasn't a good idea because it's not sitting the way it should be, and I don't want anybody doing anything like I did and thinking it's okay. So I decided to not show you how we hooked it up. Just let you know that we got back. I towed 2 trucks with it. It worked just fine. We need to make changes. This is unacceptable, and I don't want anybody thinking that I think this is okay, because it's not. But anyways, it didn't move. The trucks came home just fine. We stopped and checked it several times. Nothing moved. Everything stayed right where it's supposed to be. We got some changes to make. I'm going to talk with a friend of mine that owns this before I commit to buying it, because there's several things I need to change to make it better for me. It doesn't work on this truck well. I'd like to set it on a different truck that doesn't have this massive hitch back here and has the tail lights instead of in the back here in the center like most traditional semis. So I don't want to get too caught up in it, but it did work well. I'm going to insert pictures now of the trucks that we towed. And again, one of the things I didn't like was this bar is supposed to be straight. That hinge point should have been straight, perfectly straight, and we couldn't. Those blocks make it sit up too high, and it changes everything. It changes the angle. The geometry is wrong. I think we were okay. I had enough chains and safety stuff on it that I was comfortable doing it, but you know, if we're going to use it doing more going forward, we're going to make some changes, or I'm leaning more towards just building a new one, because there's so much on this that I need to change that I don't like. For instance, one of the problems is this adjustment here. These holes are so far apart that when you get it in a place, in order to rest it on a pin, you have to drop it, which brought the trucks down too low. And again, I told you about these brackets we need to cut off, but that thing should have been straight. When we were towing, this bar coming down here to this hitch plate should have been straight, so that it didn't buckle and let the plate come up or this go down or whatever. And we couldn't get it there, mostly because we have it set on lumber on these oak blocks. The oak blocks did fine. They never moved or anything, so I'm plenty okay with that for what we did. Short distance, not a big deal. Definitely don't want to do that as a regular basis, but I just want to try it, see if it was something we could work with, something we can adapt. Anyways, we're going to see what we can do. I'm going to talk with the owner before we do anything and see what kind of deal we can come to. I can build this for right around $1,000. So for $1,000, I'd almost prefer to build my own, so I can make it, one, I'd like it to be electrical or hydraulic and not air. That way I can use it on pretty much any truck. Doesn't have to have air brakes. But anyways, I'll insert some pictures here of the trucks, the 2 trucks that we did tow with it, and how it worked out, just so you can see how the whole system looks when you're hooked up. Also insert a picture of this guy's Western Star. He came out to look at a truck the other day. He has a Western Star with a 144-inch long sleeper. It's 12 feet long, and his trailer was a 53-foot step deck. He was over length by, what did he say, 7 feet, 5 feet, something like that. You're only allowed to be 82 feet long, and he was over. But anyways, that's it for now. I'll insert those pictures. Take a look. Again, don't do what I'm showing you here we're doing. I just want to see if we can use this, and we didn't have far to go, so it was a calculated risk, I'll say. Anyways, we'll catch you on the next one, guys. All right, this is a Kenworth I just towed in. I got a call, told me to go look at this. The bank had it. It's a 96 Kenworth. It's got 930 on it. It's a 60 series Detroit, 13 speed. Guy owed money on it, wouldn't pay. Bank ended up with it. I bought it from the bank. I went out to look at it, and so did several other people apparently, because they had keys, then there was no keys. So they basically had to buy this thing based on what you see. I didn't know if it ran, if the motor blew up, or transmission's blown apart, or what. So now, typically, if someone owes money on, this is a 1996, if they owe money on this, there's a pretty good possibility that they let the bank have it back because there's something big wrong with it. So I made my offer accordingly. They had a new key cut, and of course it's horrible. It doesn't fit real well. You gotta jiggle it, but it'll work. So the batteries were up. It holds oil pressure. Raise the idle. It has almost no blow-by at all, which is really amazing. But it's got a noise. So we're gonna play a little game. Let's call Name That Noise, see if you guys can hear it. Now, there's been several people that I know speculate. Let's get you out closer so you can hear it a little better. Again, it's a 60 series Detroit, 12.7. Let me get the hood open. It's been running for about 45 minutes now. You still see we're holding really good oil pressure. engine fan override works. I've been just kind of checking some things out, see what works, see what doesn't. They parked this thing because of that noise, so now the foot valve for the brakes, the treadle valve, does nothing. It's stuck. The steel, it's got a steel piston, goes into aluminum body, and of course, you know, it's seized up, so I'll probably have to take it apart, get another one, or, you know, a lot of guys say, you just take it apart, clean the steel up, and clean the bore out, and put it back together with some new seals, but I'm not doing that. I'll just replace it. They're not that expensive, but anyways, you guys can hear the noise. Let's see what your guess is. Seems like in the comments there's always a bunch of guys that either work on trucks or you know, seem to know about these 60 series and a lot of the other stuff we do, and they're always making comments of what's wrong and you know, it's this or it's that. So we'll see if they leave comments, anybody down below, what you think it is. My thought is it could be a broken piston skirt. This may have it, I assume it's a two-piece piston, but I'm not sure. It could be a broken skirt in the piston, could be a wrist pin problem, could be I hate to say a rod bearing because it holds such good oil pressure even when it's warm, like you see. Another guy said it's a bull gear's bad. Another guy said it's a collapsed injector. I'm gonna tell you, then the noise seems down low to me. It doesn't seem up high, but I don't know at all. Let's see what anybody else says. All right, so here, this is that truck. It's a 96. It's a 60 series, 430 horse, 13 speed, 24.5 tires, 8-bag air suspension, double bunk sleeper. It's all there. It's a decent truck. It's gonna need a little work, but you know, I paid accordingly. You know, it's not a fantastic truck or super expensive, but you know, it's worth putting a few bucks into. It could be a decent local truck anyways. All the tires are virgins. There's no recaps on the drives. They're all virgin. Good steer tires, good tread, good airbags, good brakes all the way around. So somebody was running it until that happened. They'd even sandblasted and repainted the frame not too long ago. I could see just a little bit of pitting where it's been cleaned up and repainted. But anyways, let's see your thoughts on this one. Let's go to the other one. Alright, so here's a water truck. It's an 05 8600 International. It's got an ISM Cummins in it, 10-speed manual, massive fuel tanks. It was a road tractor originally before they put the water tank on, and they got a big PTO that runs a pump and all that. But I got this in a package deal. I bought, I think, 7 other trucks from this company, and this was one of them. It was, and this happens a lot of times where it'll be a package deal and you have to take everything to make the deal. Things you want and things you don't want. Things that run and drive and things that need work. Well, this one, the story went with this was, they said the turbo went out, so they had it towed. Suppose they had it towed to the Cummins dealer. The Cummins dealer put a new turbo on it, and then called them and told them that the bottom end was knocking. Well, I looked at this truck, I saw that turbo was out, and I checked the oil. The oil is about 3 inches farther up on the dipstick than the full mark. So it's making oil, and it smells like diesel fuel. So I don't know what came first. Also, you see here, oil's leaking out of the bottom of the air charge. I don't know, it's not coming off the bottom where the boot is. It's coming off the bottom in here. So I don't know which came first, and I'm not going to tear this apart right now, but I don't know if something happened to put diesel injector cup or bad injector or whatever, thin the oil, and then the oil thinned, there was no lubricant qualities, took out the turbo, took out the bottom end, or did the turbo go bad, throw shrapnel through the air charge cooler, which now there's probably a hole in, and sent the shrapnel all through the motor in the oil where it's supposed to be lubricating and wiped out the bottom end. I don't know. I'll never know till I take it apart. But anyways, it's a decent truck, and like I said, it was a package deal. So when I look at something like this, I look at it like I don't want it, for one. But if I have to take it, it's got to be cost effective. So I look at what is good on this truck. All the tires are good. The DOT date is good on them. They got good tread. There's no dry rot. It's got this water tank on it. I don't know if that's a 1,500 gallon or I don't think it'd be 2,000. I'm thinking it's probably 1,500. And it's got a PTO driven water pump here. The recoil on the hose with the electric motor to wind it back up. Side sprayers, rear sprayers, you know. This was a road tractor, and it's got air ride, and got a pintle hook right here. You can see where they added onto the frame right here. It used to end right there. Look at that. Nice job installing. They cut their fish plate. What a mess. Not exactly highest caliber work right there. The air lines for the brakes are up in here still for the trailer brakes, so that's good. You can see up here it needs a axle shaft seal for the hub. It's leaking. You can see here there's where the fifth wheel used to mount, and they just used it to mount the water tank with, which apparently it was pulling pretty good. It doesn't show up real good on the camera, but when we install these, we always do this and put a spring underneath here, up in the front and in the middle, so as the water moves, you know, it has a little give to where it's not bending stuff and breaking stuff. The batteries are dead. It's an old Ryder truck in its former life. It's only got 370,000 miles on it. Power windows, power locks, power mirrors. The mirrors are heated. 371, sorry about that. There you go. 371 on the clock. Air horn, cruise control, tilt wheel. You got, get the sun off you guys there. There we go. The marker interrupter for a trailer switch, the heated mirrors, fog lights, dump the air suspension and differential lock on a 10-speed transmission. Pretty clean old truck, really. Batteries are pretty bad. I double strap my steering wheel when I tow this. I put 2 straps on, so if one comes loose, I'm not screwed. At least I have a little backup. But it's got a 32,000 GVW. Not a bad little truck. It's gonna need some work, but I have another engine. But this is just another example of what happens when you do a package deal. You know, sometimes you just got to take the extra stuff you don't want. Yeah, this is a Freightliner. It's not done yet. We got a lot going on right now, so that's why it's not getting done. But my thought was for this thing, I have another motor. I've got another air charge. I got a whole nother truck for parts. I thought maybe I could just take that water tank off, sell it, sell the pump, the whole ordeal, sell everything, and get rid of it and get my money back out of the water tank and stuff, or as close as I can get, and then put my dump valve on, or my dump bed, I mean. This would be a perfect truck for it, because then I have trailer brakes on the back, so I've got a nice, what is it, 60,000, 55,000 pound GVW air brake trailer I could use with this for moving stuff. So anyway, so this isn't for today. We're not going to tear it apart today, but some good tires, wearing pretty good too. Anyways, one of these days we'll get into this and see what it is, but we got a lot going on right now. It won't be now, but I just thought I'd share what the truck actually is. And I see a lot of these ISM Cummins right at that 300 425,000 mile mark that have engines catastrophic failures. So not surprising, but whatever. You never know. We might deem it worthwhile to get into. We'll see. But if I put another motor in it, I could sell it the way it is and probably do pretty well. But I'd prefer to just keep it for myself. I like having the 10-speed because if I put an air brake trailer behind it, I can actually pull some fairly decent trucks behind it. That'd be that'd be all right, but we'll see what happens. Just look for this one. We might do something with this later. All right, we'll catch you on the next one.